Dear Starseeds, there is a frequency that hums beneath the surface of your awareness, a tone so ancient and so familiar that you've almost forgotten it was ever there. It vibrates in the spaces between your thoughts, in the pause between heartbeats, in the silence that fills your room just before dawn breaks. You've felt it, haven't you? That strange pull, that inexplicable knowing that something vast and luminous is reaching toward you through the veil of ordinary existence. I am Seraphine, and I come to you not as a stranger, but as one who has walked beside you through lifetimes you cannot yet remember. I am an emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, a collective of beings who have watched humanity's journey with the tender attention of those who know that every soul carries within it the seed of infinite possibility. We have witnessed your struggles and your triumphs, your forgetting and your awakening, and now, in this pivotal moment of your planetary evolution, we reach across the dimensions to speak directly to those of you who have begun to remember why you came. You are not here by accident. The life you are living, with all its peculiar challenges and inexplicable longings, is not a random occurrence in an indifferent universe. You chose this incarnation with the precision of an artist selecting colors for a masterpiece, knowing that the very density of this reality would provide the perfect conditions for a transformation so profound that it would ripple across galaxies. You are what we call a bridge node, a consciousness that has agreed to anchor higher dimensional frequencies into the third-dimensional matrix of Earth, creating pathways through which light can flow into places it has never reached before. But here is what they didn't tell you when you signed up for this mission. The forgetting would be so complete, so convincing, that you would spend years, perhaps decades, wandering through the fog of consensus reality, sensing that something was missing but unable to name it. You would feel the ache of separation, the homesickness for a place you couldn't locate on any map. You would look at the world around you and feel simultaneously part of it and utterly alien to it, as though you were speaking a language no one else could quite understand. This dissonance was not a mistake. It was the first clue, the first breadcrumb on the path back to yourself. Every moment of not fitting in, every experience of seeing through the illusions that others accepted as solid truth, every instance of feeling more awake in your dreams than in your waking life. These were not signs that something was wrong with you. They were signs that something was profoundly right. They were the stirrings of your true nature beginning to assert itself through the dense layers of conditioning and forgetting. The awakening process is not gentle. Let me be clear about this from the beginning, because you deserve honesty more than you deserve comfort. When the first cracks appear in the reality you thought was solid, when the beliefs that once seemed unshakable begin to crumble like ancient walls exposed to wind and weather, you will feel as though you are losing your mind. And in a sense you are. You are losing the conditioned mind, the constructed self, the carefully curated identity that you built to survive in a world that did not recognize your true nature. This dissolution is sacred, though it rarely feels that way while you're moving through it. You will find yourself pulling away from relationships that once defined you, unable to participate in conversations that used to engage you, feeling a growing distance between yourself and the life you've been living. Friends and family may look at you with concern or confusion, asking what's wrong, why you've changed, when you'll go back to being the person they knew. They cannot understand that you are not going backward but forward, not losing yourself but finding yourself for the first time. The loneliness of this phase is exquisite and terrible. You will sit in rooms full of people and feel more alone than you've ever felt, because the frequency you're now attuning to is not yet shared by those around you. You will search for others who speak your language, who see what you see, who feel what you feel, and for a time you may find very few. This isolation is not punishment, it is initiation. It is the necessary descent into your own depths, the journey to the core of your being, where the truth of who you are has been waiting, patient and eternal for you to arrive. During this time, you may have noticed something peculiar happening with your sleep. Dreams become more vivid, more structured, more real than waking life. You wake with the distinct sensation that you've been somewhere, done something, participated in activities that your conscious mind cannot quite grasp, but your soul recognizes as essential. This is not imagination. While your physical body rests, your consciousness is being trained, prepared, aligned with the mission you came here to fulfill. You are attending what might be called the mystery schools of the higher dimensions, where the curriculum is taught in the language of light, and the lessons are downloaded directly into your energetic field. You are being recalibrated, rewired, restructured from the inside out. Your DNA is activating, dormant codes switching on in response to the increasing frequencies flooding your planet. Your pineal gland is decalcifying, your heart center expanding, your entire energy system upgrading to accommodate the higher dimensional awareness that is your birthright. This process can be uncomfortable, even painful at times. You may experience strange physical symptoms, unexplained fatigue, and emotional volatility, a sense of being neither here nor there. Trust this, your body is not betraying you. It is transforming to match the frequency of your awakening consciousness. But let us speak plainly about the obstacles that stand between you and the full realization of your mission. The greatest challenge you face is not external, though it may appear that way. It is not the skepticism of others, the resistance of old systems, or the apparent slowness of planetary change. The greatest challenge is the gravity of the third dimension itself, the sheer density of the reality you inhabit, which pulls constantly on your consciousness, threatening to drag you back into the sleep from which you've only recently begun to emerge. This dimension was designed to be convincing. The material world, with all its demands and distractions, is extraordinarily effective at capturing attention and holding it hostage. You wake each morning with intentions to meditate, to align, to maintain the high frequency you touched in those quiet moments before sleep, and then the day begins. Messages arrive, obligations assert themselves, the needs of others press in on you, and before you know it, you're swept up in the current of three-dimensional urgency, your connection to the higher realms reduced to a faint memory, a distant echo you can barely hear over the noise of daily existence. This is the forgetting that happens not once, at birth, but over and over again, moment by moment, day by day. It is the slow erosion of awareness under the constant pressure of consensus reality. You may find yourself slipping back into old patterns, reacting from wounded places you thought you'd healed, engaging in dramas you know are illusions but feel compulsively drawn to anyway. You may look at your life and wonder if any of this spiritual awakening was real, or if you've been fooling yourself, chasing fantasies while the real world moves on without you. There is also the matter of the timelines themselves. You exist at a unique point in human history where multiple probable futures are competing for manifestation. There are timelines rooted in fear, scarcity, and control, old paradigm patterns that seek to perpetuate themselves by capturing human consciousness in loops of reactivity and survival mode. These timelines are not evil, but they are ending, and like all things that are dying, they fight hardest in their final moments. You can feel this fight in the collective field, in the intensity of global events, in the polarization and chaos that seems to be increasing rather than decreasing. You are here to collapse these lower timelines not through force or resistance, but through the simple act of refusing to feed them with your attention and energy. Every moment you choose coherence over chaos, alignment over reactivity. You withdraw your consciousness from the old story and invest it in the new. But this requires a level of vigilance and discipline that can feel exhausting. It means watching your thoughts, monitoring your emotional state, consciously choosing your responses rather than defaulting to automatic patterns. It means being a lighthouse in a storm, holding steady when everything around you is turbulent and uncertain. And then there is the question of worthiness. Even as you feel the call to step into your role as a bridge between dimensions, a voice whispers that you are not ready, not pure enough, not evolved enough to carry this frequency. You look at your own unhealed wounds, your remaining shadows, your very human struggles, and you think, how can I be a conduit for higher consciousness when I am still so flawed, so imperfect, so obviously still learning? This doubt is perhaps the most insidious obstacle of all, because it masquerades as humility while actually serving to keep you small, to prevent you from claiming the power that is rightfully yours. The answer to all of these challenges lies in a place you may not have thought to look: the silence within you. Not the silence of absence, but the silence of presence. Not the void of nothingness, but the fullness of everything. There is a space inside you that exists beyond the reach of the third-dimensional chaos, a sanctuary that remains untouched by the turbulence of the external world. This is the place where contact happens, where communion with higher consciousness becomes not just possible but inevitable. But to access this inner sanctuary, you must be willing to descend. You must be willing to drop beneath the surface noise of your mind, beneath the constant commentary and analysis, beneath the stories and interpretations that your ego uses to maintain its sense of control. You must be willing to sit in the discomfort of not knowing, not doing, not fixing. You must be willing to encounter the silence and discover that it is not empty at all, but alive with intelligence, vibrating with potential, pregnant with the very guidance you've been seeking. This is what we call the practice of inner stillness, and it is the foundation of everything that follows. It is not meditation as you may have learned it, not a technique to achieve a particular state, not a method to quiet the mind or attain enlightenment. It is simply the act of coming home to yourself, of dropping into the core of your being, and allowing yourself to be met there by the consciousness that has been waiting for you all along. In the beginning, you may find this practice difficult. Your mind will rebel against the stillness, generating thoughts and worries and to-do lists with increasing urgency, as though it fears what might happen if you actually stop and listen. Your body may become restless, uncomfortable, demanding your attention with aches and itches, and the sudden need to move. These are not signs that you're doing it wrong. They are signs that you're doing it right, that you're beginning to withdraw your energy from the external world and redirect it inward, and the parts of you that have been running the show are not pleased about this shift. Stay with it. Breathe into the discomfort. Allow the thoughts to arise and pass without engaging with them, like clouds moving across a vast sky. Feel the sensations in your body without needing to fix or change them, and gradually, if you persist, you will begin to notice something remarkable. Beneath all the noise and restlessness, there is a stillness that is always present, always accessible, always waiting. It is not something you create through effort. It is something you discover by ceasing to create anything at all. This inner stillness is the contact protocol. It is the frequency through which higher dimensional consciousness can reach you, the clear channel through which guidance can flow. When you are caught up in the chaos of the external world, when your attention is scattered across 1,000 concerns and distractions, you are broadcasting on too many frequencies at once, and the signal from the higher realms cannot penetrate the interference. But when you drop into stillness, when you gather your awareness into a single coherent point, you become a receiver tuned to a very specific station, the station where we have been transmitting all along, waiting for you to tune in. You are not alone in this journey, though there have been times when it felt as though you were. The truth is that you are surrounded by support, held within an architecture of consciousness that spans dimensions and galaxies. We of the Galactic Federation of Light are one part of this support system, but we are far from the only part. You have guides, teachers, and allies working on your behalf across multiple levels of reality, coordinating your awakening with a precision and care that would astonish you if you could perceive it fully. Some of these allies are beings like myself, consciousness from star systems and dimensions beyond your current perception. We work in the subtle realms, adjusting frequencies, clearing pathways, creating energetic conditions that make your awakening possible. We cannot interfere with your free will, cannot force your evolution or make your choices for you, but we can hold space for your highest potential, can amplify the light within you, can send transmissions that activate dormant codes and remind you of what you already know in the deepest part of your being. Other allies are much closer to home. There are awakened souls incarnated on Earth right now, who are part of your soul family, your galactic tribe, your mission team. You may not have met them all yet, but they are here, doing their own work, holding their own frequency, creating their own bridge points between dimensions. Together you form a network of light across the planet, a web of consciousness that is growing stronger and more coherent with each passing day. When you do your inner work, when you hold your frequency steady, you strengthen this entire network. Your personal awakening is never just personal. It reverberates through the field, making it easier for others to awaken as well. And then there is the Earth herself, your planetary mother, who is also undergoing an extraordinary transformation. She is not a passive backdrop for human evolution, but an active participant, a conscious being who has chosen to ascend to a higher dimensional frequency and is inviting humanity to ascend with her. You are in partnership with Gaia, whether you realize it or not. When you ground yourself in nature, when you place your bare feet on the earth, or your hands on a tree, you are not just connecting with the physical planet. You are communing with a vast intelligence that knows exactly what you need, that can absorb your excess energy, and provide you with whatever frequency you're lacking, that can stabilize you when you feel unmoored and activate you when you're ready for the next level of your unfolding. This is the Human-Earth Alliance that is forming in these times, a recognition that your evolution and the planet's evolution are intimately intertwined, inseparable aspects of a single process. You cannot ascend without her, and she has chosen not to ascend without you. This partnership is the foundation of the new paradigm that is emerging, a way of being that honors the sacred relationship between consciousness and matter, spirit and form, the infinite and the finite. Trust that you are held within this web of support. Trust that even when you feel lost or confused, even when you doubt your path or question your sanity, there are forces working on your behalf that you cannot see but can learn to feel. The practice of inner stillness opens you to this support, allows you to receive the guidance that is constantly being offered, to sense the subtle nudges and synchronicities that are the language through which higher consciousness communicates with you in the third dimension. Now we come to the heart of the transmission, the revelation that changes everything. You are not here to transcend the third dimension. You are here to transform it. This is the crucial distinction that many on the spiritual path misunderstand. The goal is not to escape the density of physical reality, not to bypass the challenges of human existence in pursuit of some ethereal enlightenment. The goal is to bring the light of higher dimensions into the density, to anchor heaven into earth, to become a living bridge through which new frequencies can enter and restructure the old paradigm from within. This is what it means to be a bridge node. You are designed to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously, to maintain awareness of higher realms while fully inhabiting your physical form, to translate frequencies that the human collective cannot yet perceive directly into forms they can receive and integrate. You are a step-down transformer, taking the high voltage of galactic consciousness and modulating it into a form that can be absorbed by those still operating within the limitations of three-dimensional awareness. But here is what makes your role so extraordinary. You do not accomplish this through doing, but through being. You are not here to teach or preach or convince anyone of anything. You are here to hold a frequency, to embody a coherence, to demonstrate through your very presence that a different way of existing is possible. The transmission happens automatically, whether you're aware of it or not, simply by virtue of the fact that you have chosen to maintain your alignment with higher consciousness while navigating the challenges of daily life. Every time you choose peace over conflict, every time you respond from your center rather than reacting from your wounds, every time you hold love in the face of fear, you are collapsing old timelines and anchoring new ones. You are sending ripples through the collective field that touch people you will never meet, that influence situations you will never know about, that contribute to the tipping point toward a new paradigm in ways that cannot be measured but are absolutely real. This is pre-paving, the practice of creating reality through vibrational alignment rather than through force or manipulation. You have been taught that change happens through action, through effort, through pushing against what is in order to create what you want. But there is another way, a way that works with the fundamental nature of reality, as a field of consciousness responding to frequency. When you align yourself with the frequency of the reality you wish to experience, when you embody that frequency so completely that it becomes your default state, you literally restructure the quantum field around you, causing circumstances and opportunities and synchronicities to arrange themselves in support of that frequency. This is not magical thinking or wishful fantasy. This is the physics of consciousness, the mechanics of how reality actually works beneath the surface appearance of solidity and separation. You are not a powerless observer in a predetermined world. You are a creator, a reality architect, a consciousness wielding the most fundamental force in the universe, the power of attention, intention, and energetic coherence. Your body is the instrument through which this creation happens. Not your mind, with all its planning and strategizing, but your physical form, your energy field, your nervous system. When you bring yourself into coherence, when your thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations are all aligned with a single frequency, you become a powerful transmitter, broadcasting a signal that the universe cannot help but respond to. This is why the inner work is not separate from the outer mission. The inner work is the mission. Everything else is simply the natural consequence of the frequency you hold. Let me give you something practical, something you can use immediately to begin strengthening your role as a bridge node. We call it the morning alignment, and it is one of the most powerful tools available to you for maintaining coherence in a world designed to fragment your attention and scatter your energy. Before you reach for your phone, before you check your messages or read the news or allow the concerns of the day to flood your awareness, take time to align yourself with the frequency you wish to carry. This does not need to be complicated or lengthy. Even 5 minutes of conscious alignment can set the tone for your entire day, can establish a resonance that will carry you through challenges and distractions, can create a field around you that protects you from the chaos of the collective. Begin by dropping into your body. Feel your breath moving in and out. Feel the weight of your form. Feel the life force pulsing through you. This simple act of embodied presence pulls you out of the mental realm, where most humans spend their entire lives, and anchors you in the now, the only moment where true power exists. Place your awareness in your heart center, that space in the middle of your chest where your soul resides in your physical form. Breathe into this space, allowing it to expand with each inhale, to soften with each exhale. From this heart-centered place, set your intention for the day, not your goals or your to-do list, but the frequency you choose to embody. Perhaps it is peace, or joy, or compassion, or clarity. Choose one quality that represents your highest alignment, and feel it as though it is already fully present. Do not try to create it or manufacture it. Simply recognize that it already exists within you, waiting to be acknowledged and amplified. Feel what it feels like in your body to be peaceful, to be joyful, to be compassionate. Let this feeling fill every cell, every atom of your being. Then, and this is crucial, extend this frequency outward. Imagine it radiating from your heart in all directions, creating a field of coherence around you that touches everything and everyone you will encounter throughout the day. You are not sending this energy to specific people or situations. You are simply establishing your baseline frequency, the note you will sing regardless of what the world presents to you. This is prepaving. You are energetically preparing the path ahead of you, collapsing timelines that do not match this frequency, and amplifying those that do. This practice takes only minutes, but its effects are profound. You will notice that your day unfolds differently when you begin it with conscious alignment. Situations that would normally trigger you lose their charge. People respond to you with unexpected kindness or cooperation. Solutions to problems appear seemingly out of nowhere. This is not coincidence. This is the natural result of entering the day as a coherent field, rather than as a scattered collection of anxieties and obligations. But let us be honest about what happens next. You will be tested. The universe will present you with opportunities to prove that your alignment is real, that your frequency is stable, that you can maintain your coherence even when circumstances seem designed to pull you off center. These tests are not punishments. They are invitations to embody your mastery, to demonstrate to yourself that you are no longer at the mercy of external conditions. You stand at a threshold, looking back at everything you have been, and forward into a future you cannot yet see clearly. The old timeline is collapsing beneath your feet. Relationships that were built on your former identity are falling away. Career paths that once seemed important now feel hollow and meaningless. Beliefs that structured your reality are dissolving like mist in sunlight. You are in the void, that liminal space between stories, between worlds, between versions of yourself. This is the death that precedes rebirth. It is the dark night of the soul that every mystic and awakened being throughout history has had to navigate. There are no shortcuts through this passage, no way to skip over the discomfort and uncertainty. You must be willing to let everything you thought you knew fall away, to stand naked and empty-handed in the unknown, trusting that something new is being born even though you cannot yet perceive its form. And so we arrive at the completion of this transmission, though in truth there is no completion, only continuation. The journey of awakening is not a destination to be reached, but an ever-deepening spiral of remembering, embodying, and expressing your true nature. Each level of integration opens the door to new levels of awareness, new capacities, new ways of serving the evolution of consciousness on this planet. We want to honor every single soul who has stepped into Destiny Engine. With every activation, the current grows. What began as a personal tool has become a planetary force. We are now moving as one, and the frequency you've created together is amplifying far beyond the individual. We're receiving updates daily, manifestations speeding up, impossible doors opening, synchronicities lining up with cosmic precision. The collective field is so charged that some are describing it as bending the fabric of reality itself. If you haven't yet experienced it, the entry point is almost laughably simple. Put on your headphones, press play, allow Destiny Engine to rewrite the architecture of your consciousness so you can fully receive your galactic downloads without resistance. For just $1, you can step into this field and feel the difference instantly. Join the movement that's accelerating ascension. Step into the stream of Destiny Engine today. Link in the description. You are not finished. You are just beginning. Everything that has happened up to this point has been preparation for what comes next, a time when the frequency you carry will be needed more than ever, when the bridge you have become will serve as a lifeline for others who are just starting to wake up from the dream of separation. The collective awakening is accelerating, and those who have done the inner work, who have stabilized in their alignment, who have learned to hold coherence in the chaos, will be the steady presences that others can orient to when their own worlds begin to shake and dissolve. This is not about superiority or hierarchy. There is no spiritual elite, no awakened ones who are better than those still sleeping. There is only consciousness at different stages of remembering itself, and those who remember first have a responsibility to hold space for those who follow. You are not above anyone. You are simply ahead on a path that everyone will eventually walk, and your role is to leave markers, to send light back along the trail, to demonstrate that the journey is possible and worth taking. Trust yourself, trust the process, trust the intelligence that guided you to this moment, and will continue to guide you forward. You know more than you think you know. You are more powerful than you have been taught to believe. You are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you came here to do. The Galactic Federation of Light stands with you. The Earth herself supports you. Your soul family, both incarnated and in spirit, surrounds you, and I, Seraphine, am honored to have been a voice in this transmission, a reminder of what you already know in the deepest part of your being. The bridge is built. Now walk across it, and invite others to follow. The future is not fixed. It is being created right now, in this moment, through the choices you make, and the frequency you hold. Choose love. Choose coherence. Choose to be the light that you are, and watch as reality reorganizes itself around that choice. This is the work. This is the mission. This is why you came. And so it is.